I am Town of Oyster Bay Supervisor Joe Saladino with one of the saltiest of our stories on Oyster Bay today. When residents recall the early farming industry in the town of Oyster Bay, the first thing that usually comes to mind is the potato. Although potatoes were a staple of our 20th century farming economy, the farmers who cultivated our fields in the late 1800s owed much of their livelihoods to the pickle. Although pickling had been around for centuries, a post-Civil War influx of Germans brought a renewed and overwhelming demand for crunchy, salty pickled cucumbers, a staple in many European diets, to America. By the early 1800s, Town of Oyster Bay farmers were sending thousands of barrels of raw cukes to New York City pickling factories each day, and virtually every farmer in the town had converted at least one large parcel of land to be used exclusively for growing this budding new cash crop. Before long, entrepreneurs and established food manufacturers began to build pickling facilities right here in the town of Oyster Bay, among the first being the Central Park Pickle Works, which opened on this site in Bethpage in 1881 and quickly demonstrated the financial and logistical advantages of bringing the pickling process home. Another notable factory blossomed near this spot on Powell Place in Farmingdale in 1888. Founded by Jarvis Latin and eventually sold to Aaron Stern, this became the hugely successful and long-running Stern's Pickle Works. The success of the town of Oyster Bay's early independently owned pickle factories soon prompted larger producers to get in on the prosperous pickle trade. In 1890, Peter Allert and James McGuire opened a 12,000 square foot pickling factory in Syosset. And 2 years later, the renowned H.J. Heinz Company began construction of a massive 3-story complex adjacent to the Hicksville train station that solidified the town of Oyster Bay's status as a palace of pickles. For close to 4 decades, the aroma of garlic, vinegar, and brine permeated the air in the hamlets and villages surrounding the dozens of pickle factories flourishing all over town. Special railroad cars transported pickled cucumbers, cabbage, and cauliflower by the ton to markets up and down the East Coast, and farmers kept expanding their fields to yield larger and more profitable harvests each year. Unfortunately, the town of Oyster Bay's pickle dynasty went sour in 1919 when a massive and long-lasting blight nearly obliterated the cucumber harvest throughout the town. Farmers defaulted on delivery contracts and factories began to shutter. By 1922, most of the town's pickle production had petered, and even the Hicksville H.J. Heinz plant was uprooted and moved out of state. In the end, although scores of Town of Oyster Bay farmers had lost a significant portion of their livelihoods, many retired comfortably off the sale of land they had purchased to take advantage of the great pickle boom. Others learned valuable lessons that would pay off manyfold during the Long Island potato boom that was just about to begin. Today, pickles are as popular as ever, and their history is well worth being preserved as one of our stories. I'm Supervisor Joe Saladino, and this is Oyster Bay Today.